Hello dear friends! Today's video is about the outworld I built earlier. Many of you have seen it already and provided a positive feedback about its appearance. However, it's not flawless and I'll need to redo it. Let's start dismantling it. Let's start with removing unnecessary things from the ground. The artificial vegetation. The stones have to be removed too. Look how much of garbage is under the rocks. This is the first drawback of this arena. Ants arranged a huge dumping site under these rocks. They brought everything what left of eaten insects and dead members of the colony there. The second disadvantage of this outworld is a poor ventilation. Due to it, debris under the rocks are covered with mold, which, in my opinion, led to a mass extinction of the ants in the colony last fall. But let's take off the anti-escape from the walls and take the soil out. By the way, the soil should be washed and boiled since it's quite dirty. Let's speed up a little. Alright, now let's remove the stones. All of them. I plan to close all the passages in the stones with silicone, so the ants won't go inside the structure and do not put the garbage inside the stones. Now I will remove the trash from under the stones. You can clearly see how much of garbage is stored under the stones, and all of it is covered with mold. As I mentioned before, the ants seem to be very sensitive to mold, try to avoid fungi development in the colonies. It's not the first time I've noticed a significant reduction in the numbers of ants in the colony due to growing mold in the formicarium or in the outworld. Also, try to add woodlice or springtails to the set. They feed on the leftovers and the ants don't hurt them. But I didn't have access to woodlice or springtails and got this situation. I'll have to wash these rocks thoroughly. Okay, the stones has been removed, and now it's time to remove the substrate made of gravel glued on the silicone. I completely forgot, the side wall will have to be improved and then reattached back. The hole for the tubing that leads to the formicarium was placed too high and the ants had bad times to get back to the nest. This is the defect number 3. Use the old hole for the ventilation, and I'll drill a new one to connect the tube right below it. Now it's time to wash the formicarium. Alright, our formicarium is washed and ready for the next stage. Let's dry it a bit. And now, let's remove the remains of the old silicone. I will improve the side wall now. I have a rubber plug from a junction box and a grid from a nozzle of a faucet. Together they create a fairly neat stub with a mesh. Originally, the rubber plug from the junction box looked like this. It must be cut in such a way that a sufficient edge remains to prevent the net from falling out when you insert it from the other side. Now I measure the diameter of the stub neck with a caliper. By the way, a €1 coin is almost the same diameter. Almost. The difference in a couple of millimeters will be sandpapered later. The hole for the plug with the mesh will be here. Now I'll drill a couple of holes, one bigger for tubing and several smaller along the marked circle to facilitate the extraction of inner material. Done! It will be easy to make a large hole now. And now, with a soldering iron, very gently, I'll melt connections between the small holes which I just drilled. Done! Check it out, how easy the inner part can be removed now. And now let's try a bushing with the mesh to fit in the hole. Well, of course it doesn't fit. Let's work on it. Great, it fits now. The mesh is in place. Eventually, I decided to fix the mesh inside the plug with a hot glue, so it holds inside better. And this last step concludes the first part of the epic rebuilding of the arena. Don't forget to hit like and sign up. Be sure to click the bell icon so you won't miss the next episode. Thank you for watching. Bye!